Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be demonstrating how to create these 3 miniature wedding cakes. The very bottom tier is a 4-inch round cake, and then I've used cookie cutters to cut out the other 2 tiers for this. Once you stack them all together, make sure that they're evenly spaced in between each other, so might only be maybe about 1 centimeter smaller than the other one. Create a crumb coat on all of your layers. The bottom tier didn't actually really need much of a crumb coat, so I just went ahead and created a final layer on this one. However, to make a more stable cake and to make sure you don't get any crumbs in your final layer of frosting, don't be lazy and just make the crumb coat. Here going in on the sides till it's nice and heaped. And then I'm taking a very small acrylic spatula or bench scraper and just going around the cake, smoothing down that frosting. With your spatula, bring that lip of frosting to the center, and then pop your cake into the fridge and work on the other 2 layers in the meantime. Right now I'm working on the white cake that's going to be decked out with the pink fondant flowers. So each tier is going to have white frosting on the outside. Smaller cakes become more and more difficult to work with. They tend to move around a little bit, so it might be a good idea to not use as much buttercream on your spatula when you go in with these other 2 top tiers. Less frosting means less friction, and so it gives you a bit more control and it makes a neater job. And I can list below the sizes that I used for each tier, by the way, so if you'd like to know the exact dimensions in centimeters, that information will be in the description box below. The very top tier was a little bit too small and hard to work with, and that's why I created the crumb coat, made it a lot more stable and easier to work with. Once they've had at least 20 minutes to set in the fridge, even an hour if you can, pop them onto each other. Because they're incredibly light, you will not need any dowels for this at all. Stick them onto each other with a little bit of buttercream, and then I'm going around the very base of each tier and creating a pearl border using, I believe this was a number 3 circle piping tip. You can experiment here and use a different coloured buttercream for the little pearls, but I just went ahead with some white. The frosting that I've used in this video is the hybrid buttercream frosting. I'll link it in the description box and also in the little eye icon if you'd like to know how to make that one. For the little decorations, I have some light pink fondant that I've rolled out pretty thin, maybe about 1 millimeter in thickness, and I've used a blossom plunger cutter to cut them out, and then I'm plunging them directly into the frosting. If they don't stick, maybe use a little bit of water to help them adhere. I've gone from light pink to medium pink to dark pink at the bottom. For this next cake, following the exact same steps on in terms of covering it with frosting, and this particular design was my personal favorite. I always tend to gravitate towards the rustic looking cakes. And I've just used my spatula to indent little diagonal swipes, starting at the very bottom, moving to the middle once that row is complete, and then moving to the very top edge once that row is complete. It's going to create a lip of frosting at the top. Just bring that back into the center, clean up the base, and into the fridge they go, to set for at least, again, another 20 minutes. If you can, an hour, that would be fantastic. Follow the exact same steps with your other 2 cakes. If you're enjoying these tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We upload a new video every Tuesday. Once they've set for a good hour, if you can, pop them onto each other, just layering them on top. The icing is nice and hard, so I can handle it with my hands and I won't dent the cake. Clear up your cake board if you like. And then to keep them similar looking, I've created a pearl border around each layer again. With some buttercream, preferably white buttercream. I kind of ran out, so I had to use this turquoise color. Pop your flowers on top and stick them on. Make sure that you wash your flowers first. Now these cake are pretty teeny tiny, so I had to find these flowers out in the wild. So hey, at least they're organic. But definitely give them a good wash beforehand. If you have little flowers in your garden that you plant yourself, that's fantastic as well. But yeah, it was a bit of a struggle town trying to find flowers small enough for miniature cakes. For the very last cake, I'm going to do an ombre. So I've got a nice dark teal / turquoise for the very bottom tier, creating that final coat. And it goes much lighter at the very top, medium in the middle, and then darker at the bottom. Stack them on top, stick them on with a little bit of buttercream, and then here I've gone in with the lighter teal to create the pearl border. Stick on some flowers again. These ones here I took from my grandmother's garden. These are pretty little pink flowers. I'll ask her the name for these and I'll list it in the description box so you guys know what to where to find them or what to find, what to look for. Add some pretty ones on top as well. And those are your 3 miniature wedding cakes. And that is how you create 3 miniature wedding cakes, perfect for like an anniversary between you and your partner or for as a gift for a friend. If you do give them a go, please tag us on Instagram, #Rosie's Dessert Spot. I would love to see how you guys create this and your unique little styles. Here are some amazing examples of cakes that you guys have made. We have Amy's Cakes, Majestical_Macarons, Cakes by Catherine M, and Rio Jen Bakes. Thanks guys so much for sharing your amazing work with us. It look amazing. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. We upload a new video every Tuesday. Bye for now.